Good afternoon and welcome to this weekend's edition of Mocs News. I'm Brian Bass.
And I'm Tanya Temple. Chancellor Roger Brown announced his early retirement Monday at a press conference to UTC. Brown's last day on campus will be September 30th, but he will be on administrative leave as of September 20th. Brown announced in June that he would remain in the position of Chancellor until a new Chancellor could be identified. He reconsidered that plan based upon his emotional and physical health after the passing of his wife, Carolyn.
Brown will be on paid administrative leave until his retirement on September 30th.
President Joe DiPietro had many kind words to say about the years he has spent working with Brown and all the accomplishments that Brown achieved while working with UTC.
The circumstances that have hastened Roger's departure, I support the decision. There have been many ways he's advanced this institution, and we will definitely recognize him fully for that.
Brown became Chancellor of the University in July 2005. He has been able to increase student enrollment, raise more money in scholarships for students, and improve more than $100 million in construction updates and capital improvements to the university.
This campus has been more than a position for me. This has been the capstone of my professional life. It is a place that I have come to love like my own family. It's a place that I will continue to be dedicated to for the rest of my life.
DiPietro named Dr. Grady Bogue to serve as interim chancellor until a permanent chancellor can be named. Bogue will take position as chancellor Thursday, September 20th. A new chancellor will be appointed before summer 2013.
It's hard to miss the gut-wrenching digital highway death toll sign in Chattanooga that hangs as a warning for every Tennessee driver. These fatal accidents are at an all-time high and are most commonly caused by texting or distractions, speeding, and drinking and driving. According to WRCB's interview with Trooper Jenny Hammock of THP's Chattanooga Post, the death count keeps rising despite various efforts. However, more impaired drivers are being caught. This year alone, Tennessee had recorded 3,557 arrests before August for driving under the influence. That is 800 more than January 1st through July 31st last year, and those numbers continue to climb. July 1st, Tennessee law was changed so that a blood alcohol test cannot be refused if there is any suspicion that the driver is intoxicated. Drivers are encouraged not to drive when drinking and to be aware of other options such as 24-hour cab services in the Chattanooga area or a designated non-drinking driver. UTC is a dry campus and strictly prohibits the use and possession of alcohol and drugs on school grounds. For more information on drug and alcohol policies, you can refer to the UTC Student Handbook or visit utc.edu/administration/Department of Public Safety.
A moment of silence will replace prayer prior to our football games. UTC announced at the end of the press conference Monday.
And we have come to the decision that we want to honor all of the members of our community. Students, faculty, staff, fans, citizens. And in order to be sure that we are the absolutely most inclusive that we can be to our entire community, we have decided that at the opening of UTC football games, there will be a moment of silence.
The university has decided to hold a moment of silence to allow the audience, players and coaches to reflect on their lives, past loved ones, those fighting overseas and those less fortunate, to bring together a stronger community.
To think about many of the things that we all hold dear in our hearts and our lives. We will ask for the protection of those who serve us overseas. We will ask people to think about in their moment of silence the protection of our first responders and all who serve us and put themselves in danger for us. And we will ask in this moment of silence that you consider all of those in your community who are less fortunate than you yourself.
This moment of silence will replace prayer to honor all members of the community. Brown said that they wanted to make sure that there wasn't anyone who left the stadium who felt excluded or made uncomfortable in any way.
Stories include the Fortwood neighborhood no longer allowing cars to park without a parking pass, The American Red Cross is training students and faculty to be prepared for a power outage.
The Information Technology Department has made some changes to make internet access easier. We have all the updates, so stay tuned. We will now go to Christine, who is hosting our Faculty Features segment.
I'm Christine Brown with your Faculty Features segment. Each week I want to introduce you to one member of the UTC faculty. Last week, Associate Vice Chancellor Chuck Cantrell showed us his love for Star Wars, and this week, Registrar Linda Orth shared her connection with favorite cartoon character Eeyore. Find out more by viewing our Mocs News YouTube videos and checking us out on UTC's Housing Channel 98. See you next week when we meet Dean of the Lupton Library, Teresa Lidka. I will send you over to Demarius and Tanya for a weekend entertainment update.
Thank you, Christine. I am Tanya Temple.
And I am Demarius Wiggins, and this is your entertainment segment for today.
This is Go Watch It or Redbox It. The movie theaters have been lackluster, but next week some big names are hitting the theater. Jake Gyllenhaal in The End of the Shift, Clint Eastwood in The Trouble with the Curve, and a remake of Judge Dredd. Remember to tell me what you think of the movies or any movie suggestions. Email me at sln724@mocs.utc.edu. Later.
For my first interlude intermission piece for this semester, I will discuss cell phones and other means of social technology and their central impact on how our generation communicates and connects with people, as well as the loss of this connection and communication within our generation. Entitled Communicate, tune in.
Thanks for joining this edition of Mocs News Entertainment.
Now back to the newsroom with Ashley and Christine.
Thank you, Tanya and Demarius. Hello, I'm Ashley Brockman.
And I'm Christine Brown. The final ruling by the Chattanooga City Council regarding street parking in the Fortwood neighborhood requires Fortwood residents to buy decals. Non-residents are no longer permitted to park on certain city streets in the neighborhood without an approval visitor's pass. This was finalized at the City Council meeting September 4th. Council members had diverse perspectives and concerns on the matter according to the minutes from the meeting. The official ruling aims to deter UTC students from using streets like Oak and Vine for a quick parking spot while rewarding residents with guaranteed parking. Council members were asked to consider the effects this would have on the fraternity, sorority, and business organizations located in the now non-public parking area. Secretary of Kappa Sigma Housing, Richard Wagner, shared with City Council that 60 students use the house on 927 Vine Street, but only 12 reside. This would mean that under the new city code, 48 members of Kappa Sigma would have to figure out alternate transportation plans to avoid receiving a traffic violation. Councilman McGarry responded to Richard Wagner during the meeting by saying that it is his understanding that the multi-unit dwellings are responsible for establishing the parking of their residents.
Sunday, September 2nd, a campus-wide power outage left many UTC students in the dark, which left the question, are you prepared? UTC is hosting disaster preparedness presentations in September in consideration for National Preparedness Month. One already took place on September 12th, but another presentation will be given September 18th from 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. in the UC Signal Mountain Room. Students are encouraged to attend. The Red Cross recommends that you prepare a kit with supplies in case of a prolonged or widespread power outage. The kit should include items like a first aid kit, flashlight, extra batteries, and water. During a power outage, they recommend that you throw away all unsafe food and only eat non-perishable food. They also recommend unplugging all electronics. UTC encourages students to sign up for the UTC alerts. These alerts are text messages only sent out to students and faculty in emergency situations, notifying them of immediate threats on campus or severe weather concerns. To sign up for UTC Alert, go to www.utc.edu/taking precautions. The American Red Cross, located at 801 McCallie Avenue, also offers classes and information regarding disaster and emergency situations. For more information or to schedule a class, go to ChattanoogaRedCross.org or call 423-265-3455. For more information regarding the disaster preparedness presentation, contact the Safety and Risk Management Department at 423-425-5794 or emergency-management@utc.edu.
With the increase in students, the IT department has addressed their issues and changes to internet speed and technological resources. Thomas Hoover, Chief Information Officer and Associate Vice Chancellor, says with a lot more students this year, they had to increase the internet bandwidth on campus. Hoover also mentions that they are pilot testing desktop virtualization for a lab in the College of Business, as well as high-def video conferencing units, and hopes to expand these resources. Hoover says he would love to hear suggestions, and if you have any, you can come by his office in Race Hall or email him at thomas-hoover@utc.edu. The IT department plans to utilize the technology fee by enhancing students' learning experiences and providing technological resources. We will now go to your Mocs Sports Minute.
I'm Ashley Brockman.
And I'm Brian Bass with the Mocs Sports Minute. The volleyball team is back on the road this weekend as they head to Bloomington, Indiana for the Indiana Hoosier Classic before returning home for next Friday's match against App State at 6 p.m.
Men's golf will tee it off in the Ping Preview from Sunday through Tuesday in Alpharetta, Georgia. Women's golf will start their season off in Kentucky on Monday for the Wild Eggs Cardinal Cup.
The soccer team begins conference play this Friday at Davidson at 7 o'clock.
The women's cross-country team took first place at the Powerade Invitational last weekend, while the men's team took second. The teams will be in Nashville early Saturday morning for the Commodore Classic.
A big congratulations to cross-country's Nathan Waynick, who was named the Southern Conference Student Athlete of the Week this week after winning the individual title at the Powerade Invitational. Congratulations, Nathan.
Finally, it was a blowout at the Gold Out last night as our football team trounced Glenville State 35-0 in the home opener. Remember that the homecoming game is next Saturday with kickoff at 6 p.m. versus App State at Finley Stadium.
Well, that's going to do it for your Mocs Sports Minute. Remember, you can watch live action and check scores and highlights at GoMocs.com. We'll see you next week.
That does it for this weekend's Mocs News. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to check out our videos uploaded throughout the week to YouTube.
We now air on the Housing Channel 98, so tune in. Until next time, have a great weekend from all of us here at Mocs News.